in a lot of ways, I'm really grateful that the preliminary is over. And on one hand, I have a lot of real life work. I'm at a critical point in my life, and I really need to take care of some business. On the other hand, you know, I only got into the courtroom 2 days last week, although I was there every day but yesterday and one day last week. So being in the court hallway all day long and seeing the same faces and then mingling with those people. So what I'm trying to say is I miss you. We saw the same faces every single day, and I miss a lot of those MJ sisters. People have sent me a lot of questions regarding what went on in the court, and I can't answer them. Either I just don't know the answers to them, or I don't have the time to answer them. What I will say is the person who mentioned Conrad Murray, did everybody forget about Conrad Murray disappearing for a couple days? That was never brought up while I was in there. And it's possible that a lot of what we didn't hear in the preliminary is being saved for the trial, because certain things were brought up and then I don't have my notes, but the judge would say, oh, I don't know, he'd say a number like 830, 850, 830. In other words, they were violating some sort of code. And to be brought up in the preliminary, it's not necessary. Save it for the trial, I think is what he was saying, using those two numbers. So somebody else asked about the use of propofol. It was said in court that Michael Jackson was given propofol every night for 2 months. And doesn't that have a hangover effect? I don't know if it has a hangover effect. I'm not that knowledgeable, but you're not the first person who's asked me that. I have a friend who 6 months ago brought that to my attention, that it would have been physically demanding and draining for him to use propofol every night and then have to do his rehearsing during the course of the day. It just seemed to contradict each other. I don't know if it does or not. It didn't come out in the preliminary, though. I am like just getting around to watching some videos that were sent to me at the end of November and in December, and I'm getting a kick out of a lot of them. Some of them were excellent. Thank you very much. I haven't been watching a lot of death hoax videos as well, although today I saw probably the best one I've ever seen, and that is MJ Hoax Evidence, I think it is. Let me see. I'll put a link to it underneath. It was just really good entertainment, and what a wonderful alternate ending. I only hope you're right, because it certainly made sense to me. And, you know, they did make a point of saying that, and this was in the court, that MJ's face when they were taking Michael Jackson out of the ambulance and bringing him into the hospital, they made a point of saying they covered his face with a towel. So, you know, of course they led us to believe that that it was because of all the paparazzi and tourists and photographers, but it certainly could have been that that wasn't Michael Jackson under that towel. The thing about the MJ Hoax Evidence video, though, is the highlight of what I heard in court was when Kenny Ortega said that there was to be an illusion planned for June 25th. And MJ Hoax Evidence actually tells us what the illusion was going to be. And at the same time, I'm glad he explained what it was from an article and where he got the information from. But on the other hand, I love magic. I love being fooled, and I don't want to know what the trick was. He explains it all, including how the trick works. And it didn't really have to do with Michael Jackson's death. But he somehow tries to compare it in and tie it in. Or she. I keep saying he. It could be a she. one thing for me about all this is I still am brought back over and over and over again to B. Howard. I think somehow there's some kind of connection there. And, you know, if you listen to this interview, I'm going to attach the link underneath. If you listen to the interview, when they ask him who his influence was, and he responds, well, I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but my talent comes from my Father God above, or however he says that. He's not trying to hide his similarity to MJ, and yet he's I don't know where I'm going with this.